All right, guys, today we got a little bit of an interesting video. This is going to be an account roasting slash takeover review coaching, something like that, somewhere in the middle, somewhere around that area. This may not be very helpful for a lot of players. However, hopefully it's entertaining. Now, with that said, Sarengas, probably not the most free-to-play player, so I'd rather him not take a beating in the comment section. His bank account has already taken a beating. But if you want to hear it from Smiley a few years ago and also see what a whale was considered then versus what a whale is considered now, let's go check out his video that Smiley did 2 years ago on this same account.
The thing is, he has so many amazing champions, guys. So I'm going to say straight out, Tshirt definitely wailed on the game, right? For sure. But
And nothing's changed. Except, I think he's been saving energy since this video 2 years ago because he now has 113,000 energy. Nah, he wasn't saving
I'm going to say straight out, had pretty much everything he needs.
Look at this, though. Look at this. 2 years ago, this was considered whaling out. This is free to play nowadays. So he has a Siffy back then, which is awesome. But it's crazy the difference, okay? 2 years ago, this is whaling out. This is having everything you need in the game. I mean, Smiley's saying it, very experienced player. And then if we move over into the actual account now, check this out. This, not quite. This is whaling nowadays. Oh my goodness, man. This is wild to see. What in the world? Blessings just, actually, I didn't even realize blessings were out back then. Granted, at this point in the game, he was, let's see, 95 days into the game. At this point, it's been over 2 years, of course, since that video was 2 years ago. But this is whaling then, and this is whaling now. Plarium, I have to give it to them. They have created a game that basically has an infinite money glitch. There's no amount of money you can pour into this game at this point, especially if you're a new player. I mean, the amount of money is the amount that basically nobody's going to have. Not very many players playing this game have the amount of money it would take to max out an account. Honestly, there are massive krakens and whales who are still spending thousands of dollars. I don't know how frequently, probably weekly at least, daily, every other day. I have no clue, but they're not even maxed out yet. Now, some of the top accounts, like maybe Doc Moreau's account, his is probably to the point of being maxed out. Of course, there's always stuff that can be improved, but Plarium is just pushing out new champions always, so you always are having to chase the next thing, and the more mythicals there are, the harder it's going to be to get that specific one. Buying all the primal shards becomes super difficult, guys. Plarium has definitely done a good job monetizing the game, but check out all of these legendary champions. Now, if you had these legendary champions and the mythical champions, actually, better question. When you first pull a mythical champion, if you haven't, then just imagine the day when you actually first pull one. What do? Do you throw them in your vault? That's what Sarengas did. He threw them in his vault. They're probably geared though, right? Think again. They're in fact not geared. We have mythical champions in here not being treated correctly. So I may end up building some of these champions. But guys, something that was almost a little bit more disappointing is I was wondering, where is his Odin? Like, he has to have an Odin in his account, right? I mean, Odin's an amazing champion. He didn't miss that champion. He didn't miss the champion. But it looks like he did until look at the vault. Odin is just chilling in the vault, not even fully ascended. Doesn't even get enough respect to get fully ascended. I'll take care of you, Odin. Don't worry, buddy. Let's go ahead and get him fully ascended. I'll probably build him during this video because one thing we're going to be working on today, this is just a coaching review, so I might actually build a few things to showcase what you can do in an account like this. But also, I do want to talk about the videos that I do on accounts that are progressing is so much more information I can give than an account like this. At this point in the game, you've done everything. The only thing you're doing now is min-maxing. So if you're somebody who doesn't like min-maxing, don't rush the whatever current stage you're at in the game because it's just min-maxing from this point on, basically. But we're looking at the arena. He does need to grind the arena. His grade haul is like 130 or something. These teams, dude, these are like free-to-play teams. Get this out of here. We don't need to use this. You've leveled past this, okay? What you're going to be doing now is using the big boy teams. We have Odin, we have Siffy, we have Shuzin. Either one of those will be fine, but you have Odin and Siffy. Siffy, the fastest speed I can get her is 408. Granted, it does strip some of your champions down. 408 speed is not very fast nowadays, honestly. However, where he is currently in the arena, it's going to be fine. But I would much rather see him like 430 at least, pushing, I don't know, 450. we have two. Do we have 2 extra copies of Sify? Easy, +2. Now she's a 418 Sify, which I would actually. How many Sifis does he have? Sify is a champion who I empowered, and I have far fewer champions than him. It's a champion who maybe you regret it. Probably not. Honestly, I wouldn't regret it. I did it. I don't even have a 6-star blessing, but the extra 10 speed on her would be very nice, especially, well, actually, specifically, if you can get Odin boosted up in speed. Because Sify, the hardest thing with her is getting her speed tuned. But if you can get the next champion actually be speed tuned with her, well, you're golden. I mean, you have Void champion. So let's go ahead and deck this out with a good Void setup. This would be a pretty easy like 3v3 or something along those lines team. So we're looking for Void Affinity champions. Epic? Nah, we're only looking for legendaries. And there's no mythical Void champion. So only legendaries. And this is not all he has. Let's expand that list a little bit. Do we have a Taras in the account? He's not chilling in the vault, unfortunately. What about Narses? Okay, we do have a Narses. That's good to see at least. So we'll go ahead and see by affinity. Do this. We throw in a Narses, but who else do we want to use? I'm going to put Narses in the back there. Who else do we want to use? Do we have a Marichka? That would be a disgusting team, honestly. A Marichka would just be like super annoying for Arena. Okay, there is no Marichka, unfortunately. So Taras and Marichka, they'll be here hopefully soon. Amazing champions, of course. But who else would we throw in this team? I would like for it to be more Void Affinity champions. Could be a Gurgo for the freeze, but I think we could spread that to some different teams. Could do a Shuzin to boost Narses if you wanted to, some extra speed. May not actually even have to do that, though. He has mythical champions as well, of course. Like, we could throw in a Nice. But we don't really need him in this team. We could use him in a different team. We'll do some more theory crafting and thinking about this team later. I would like to have a full Void Affinity team for him, just so we can get the max benefit from Odin. But to be honest, if you just have these two, it's really all the voids you need, because Sify's going to Terminator boost into Odin, who's going to strip. And these champions will be losing a lot of speed, though, essentially. And it's a 40% speed or just gone to waste on the champions who are not Void Affinity. But as far as the next champions, we could use a Yumiko for the lockout. I mean, Odin's going to be locking them down pretty good as it is anyways. But I mean, let's just say, hey, if we wanted to use a Yumiko, we could definitely use a Yumiko. Throw her in there. Plenty of options. I would really like a Marichka in here. A Marichka would be very, very nice. I mean, decrease defense and weaken. Just decrease defense on everybody. The strip, the stun. Narses blasts them. Their shields are going to be gone, but that's okay. We don't really care about that. You could use Yumiko. You could use Shuzin. I think Yumiko would probably just be the better play here. Pretty cool team. Pretty solid team. This would be a fast farm for the arena. It's literally just strip, lockout, Sify, Narses. I would actually possibly even say that Yumiko could be up in close speed with Sify. Getting Sify into Intimidating Presence would probably be the best thing to do as well. Yumiko being faster would be cool, but let's not spend too much time talking about that, guys. I want to talk about his progress that he's made, because he's made great progress, especially in the area of getting some more legendaries on this account. So this is an account review that I did for him about 7 months ago, I believe. And let's see how this looks. Actually, let's do a side-by-side comparison. How it looks now versus how it looked then. So this is a cool thing. Like, if you guys want to sign up for a review, this is a cool thing to look back on and see, okay, whether you sign up for another review in the future, or if you just look at your own progress. Okay, you can see 7 months ago, he had 15 million player power. Now he has 22 million. Then he had 237 legendaries. Now he has nearly 300. Early late game, I'd say he's pretty solidly in the late game. Honestly, pretty close to the end game. Still level 100 account, of course, because you can't go no higher than that. But the dungeon times have improved. We have faster Iron Twins, faster Dragon by 2 seconds. Actually, wait. Did the Fire Knight slow down? What's going on here? Oh no, Fire Knight 6 hard. Like, how did it slow down? Okay, Fire Knight 6 hard. We went to 10 hard. Could definitely speed this up some. There's Ice Golem and everything. But as you scroll through here, you can see the fastest current champion is not much different, but the fastest possible would be 408. So we'll change this to fastest possible, but it's pretty cool to see this, like, looking back. And if you guys are interested in having a takeover review, whatever done for your account, you can click the link down below, get signed up for it, shoot me a message on Discord. We can get it set up. Gold 5, he's moved up a little bit in 3v3, slowly but surely. Progress on the Great Hall, which is good. I want to see even more progression, which, I mean, Great Hall takes a long time. It's just a slow and steady grind. It's not really something you can rush, but I believe 240 is the max, and we're currently at 128, so we got some time. Live Arena, let's get some focusing on there for sure. So clan boss, of course, 1 key and everything. Then and now, same thing in Hydra. Oh, and actually no, doable. This is done. Okay, 1, 0. We don't use no keys on normal. Now for the farming, Scarab King or Nether Spider, both very solid. Nether Spider, great for the Affinity Breaker, but I really like Scarab King. Now for Doom Tower, he can't be bothered with that because honestly, other than Varl, most of these are just garbage. So he doesn't do the secret rooms. Not a huge deal, honestly, though I would recommend doing them. But if it comes down to the secret rooms or Curse City, 1,000,000% do that. So Curse City is where some of his best gear is going to come from. Now, we have some gear to break down as well. I'll show you guys this. So the gear then versus the gear now. We have lost a little bit of the 5-star stuff, which is great. I just did a cleanse for him, so we've stripped away a lot of the useless stuff. He still has a lot of room to grow in the gearing for sure. But good amount of 6-star gear, good amount of accessories. We have some rank 5 accessories. The reason why is because the addition of so many 9-piece sets has caused keeping accessories to be, or cleansing accessories to be much more difficult. Now, with that little brief introduction to his account done, I want to talk about what happens when you get to this point of the game. So you can see that he's already completed all the dungeons. Well, we got to climb the event dungeon, but other than that, you climb it, you're done with the dungeons, okay? Now, well, you should have already been done with Clan Boss. So you push Clan Boss, you're done with dungeons. Faction Wars is finished up. Well, how are you doing in Hydra? The ultimate goal is to have 3 Hydra teams doing maximum damage, full auto, so when quick battles release, you can finish that. His teams, as far as I'm aware, are full auto on Hydra, easily a 1 key, but past that, you want to do as much damage as possible. So 1 key, that's in the past. We don't even care about 1 key no more. 1 key is not even a number we consider because 1 key 1 key Nightmare Hydra is just 36 million. We're looking for a minimum of 360 million on Nightmare, but honestly, we're looking for more like 500-600 million on Nightmare because we want to make sure we're getting this 1.2 billion Clash Point chest every single week, which on Nightmare, you would need 400 million to do that. Relatively easy for an account like this. And then over here, we're going to get the top chest every time, but we want to help our clan place as high as possible every week. So at this point, it's min-maxing your Hydra. You want to probably he can probably get he has a 600 million Nightmare Hydra team. You probably want a hard team that is doing close to the same numbers, 300 million to 600 million, somewhere around there. And then brutal, brutal between 3 and 6. And then hard, I would say between also 3 and 6 as well. Shooting for that 300 million minimum each time, unless you have Trunda. If you have Trunda, then all that stuff gets thrown out the window and you're just doing some crazy, insane numbers. But setting the teams up to be 100% full auto is going to allow you to maximize the damage and take advantage of the instant battles once the instant battle system comes out, which is hopefully going to be pretty soon. Because why waste an hour or 2 in Hydra each week, even if it is on RSL Helper or whatever, when you could just set it to instant battles and be done with it. That's the best way to do it. So once you finish that, you're looking at Chimera. Well, Chimera, I don't think he's putting any focus into this just yet, which is okay. He has plenty of champions that can work very well here. Whenever I build that Odin, it'll also go very well here. So pushing in Chimera is going to be very impactful because Chimera and the relics, we're seeing more and more broken things come through from Chimera. I mean, you have the relics, like the aspect of Siroth, absolutely insane on champions like Rhodos. We have the Wand of Submission, very good for PvP content. We have the Arethi Cornet, which is broken on Trunda, does so much more damage. She is back to being an insane champion again. But we have so many good relics that you want to make sure you're doing Chimera and pushing as high as possible. It doesn't give amazing rewards, doesn't give a whole lot of amazing rewards. So you want to make sure you're doing this every week. It's going to be more of a long haul thing than you do it once or twice and you're forging top tier relics. Not really how it's going to happen. And if you're wanting to get mythical stuff, well, they don't even drop from this. So you have to get the actual trials complete to get the mythical eyeballs to forge the mythical relics. So Chimera is something that he does need to focus on. So I'll add that to his notes section down here. Chimera focus, and team build. Now, when it comes to building a team, other than me just throwing something in here, let's check out what other people are doing with the champions that he has, which is every champion in the game, basically. Not really. He doesn't have all the mythicals. He is, compared to major Krakens, this account isn't a crazy. Actually, it is a big spender. I've spent a lot of money, and I'm still like, dang, I'm a little jealous of this account, so I can't even say that. But there's a whole nother level as well. So it gets wild at the top, guys. It gets wild. But full auto teams are gonna be preferable to me. So this stuff, when you see these damages, take it with a grain of salt. Because if you click through, you're gonna see these champions have big blessings. They have 6-star ninja, and if you don't have the blessings on the champions, and if you can't get 9-piece protection on all the buff champions, you're not gonna be able to do this damage. You probably won't even get a 1 key. If you have low blessings, your team's just going to struggle. If you don't have protection, your team's going to struggle. I tried to run this team, actually a very similar team to this, on a different account that didn't have protection, and it was just so much more difficult. Like, it just wasn't going to happen. And this account should have some decent protection. We've done a decent amount of Hydra on it. So he should be able to put some champions in protection to make them really make sense. And I think the Fearl's actually in protection. Yeah, so the Fearl's in protection. Siffi's in protection. So he may actually even have a Chimera team that could run pretty well right now. Krisk. Is Krisk in any protection by any chance? Let's see. He is. He's actually 9-piece protection as well. So maybe he's already running a team like that for Chimera. But that's a pretty decent setup. Full auto. I'd actually just throw in something like this and see how it works. So Krisk. Okay, 294. That's not bad. Mikage is 319 or so. Siffi. Okay, so he's actually looking pretty good on the speeds, at least. Toshiro's a little bit slow at 237, but he's probably not too far from here. Okay, cool. So he is in a instinct set. I would much rather this be merciless, but really, you could actually probably throw in that team just into Chimera and just run it full auto. Get some trials done, maybe not. Doesn't really matter. Just run it. Maybe he has his team already set up. Oh, he actually does. Maybe that was his team actually. Didn't think about that one, did you? Didn't think about that one. Let's see. 55,000 damage. Or sorry, 55,000 HP. A little bit less. 296 speed on Krisk. I think that's actually his team. 334 speed Siffi. No, the Siffi's a little bit faster. 3-star blessing. Yeah, 6-star blessing Siffi. Okay, so it's very close to his speed. That's actually, I bet you his team was even in. No, it's not. Just his one team. Cool. So that's his team. Nice. So Chimera's good then. If this is full auto, then, well, where do we focus now? Let's go see. So you move into Doom Tower. He's already done with all that. Nothing else in Doom Tower. We have a speed farm team. We have dungeon farm or stage farm teams. No problem. So now where do you go? Well, now you go to Curse City. And this is where he's going to be focusing. So Curse City, the thing that you have to do with Curse City, which is a thing that is forgetting to do, is build your champions. Just gear a bunch of champions. And he did mention to me that a lot of champions need built. But we have mythical champions who can just handle this by themselves, basically. A lot of champions are just not built, just chilling in here. Has a +4 UDK, doesn't really need this other one built. But if you go in here and dedicate time, this really goes for anybody, honestly. If you dedicate time, I was doing it for a few weeks. I might get back into doing it as well. But dedicate some time during a free gear removal event, or if you have free gear removal tokens, to just gear, say, 15, 20 champions. It'll probably take you an hour or so, but gear them well. Try not to use your best pieces on them so that you don't have to worry about taking it off of them in the future, but just throw them in good stuff that gets them through the content. Think about, okay, is Freya going to be used anywhere else? She's an amazing champion. She probably will be. She deserves some really good gear. Is Alika going to be used anywhere else? There's a few places, maybe like in Siege, but other than that, probably not. So you don't have to put her in crazy gear. Instinct gear is good for her. But Alaz, you don't want him in that gear. You don't want him in that mediocre gear. You want him in the best of the best stuff. Champions like, let's see, another example, Alsgore, probably not using him anywhere, so he could be in some, just basic, like, for this account, it'd be like 250 speed, or maybe even 225 would be fine, good HP, good defense, maybe some crit rate on the damage dealers, and then accuracy if they need them. Not super stat demanding, just enough to get you through the content, get a champion in here, get going. So 100%, Sarengas, focus on Curse City. Do this every chance you get. I'm fairly sure you've not used your keys every day so far, so definitely push this. You can clear everything here. The gear would be the only thing holding you back possibly, but it's just like a free Eternal Soulstone there, some Revenant summons, whatever they're called. Remnant summons, yeah. The thing that's going to give you an epic champion, basically. Possible Mythic, but You have all this stuff in here that you're going to get, just free resources. So make sure you're doing this. More so than the free resources, though. Because, yeah, you can purchase a lot of this stuff. You could purchase the primal shards, get the mythical champions. But the thing you cannot purchase is the merciless accessories and artifacts. The accessories dropping from Amius, as well as a few of the bosses, are just extremely valuable. You put your Toshiro in a merciless set, 6-piece merciless, he is doing incredible amounts of damage, so much more than he is now. I mean, the difference between merciless and instinct is massive, but when you also take into consideration that merciless is going to reduce his cooldowns, it's even better. If you get him in a 9-piece merciless, oh my goodness, that'd be crazy. But you got to farm Curse City. That's what I was focused on last time in his account. His account's come a long way since then, though. So jump in here, grind Curse City, put your focus here. Everything else is on full auto, right? So your dailies get done pretty easily. So everything you do on these other areas, okay, that's done. That's nothing we need to worry about there. Curse City, spend your time there. And then after Curse City, we need to focus on the arena. The arena is what in-game players focus on. So once you've cleared everything else, it's just min-maxing your Hydra damage, min-maxing your Chimera damage, if you're even into that stuff. If you're not into that stuff, well, just leave it full auto, leave it at a good amount of damage, and just be done with it. So if your clan's competitive, well, you need to push. But if they're not competitive, you just chill. That's what happens in the in-game. That's really all you have left to do. Just small little adjustments to get a little bit more damage squeezed out, pushing towards full auto. Outside of that is optimizing for Curse City. But this is a thing that's kind of one and done. If you build enough of your champions to get through Curse City, some of the rooms you're going to have to probably manually intervene a little bit. But most of the time, you can just throw a champion in there. And your presets are saved between the rotations. So just throw your champions in there, get it done, and you can forget about this. So then everything's on auto, basically, except for the arena. But since we already talked about all the other areas being somewhere that basically it's a set it and forget it, once it's actually to that point where it's looking really good, I'm not going to have huge changes from there. Arena, where players making their money. You could always have improvements going here, better gear, better champions, better souls, everything. So if you look at Tag Team Arena, how's this stuff looking? Do we have proper? We have teams set up that are like previous metas. These are not bad if you are at this lower spin level. But one, this account doesn't belong in Gold 1. 100% a Gold 4 account. The 3v3 stuff's not the biggest deal. I mean, he's not spinning the bars anyways. We have a Sacred Chart here that's just waiting. We don't need to purchase it from the shop, though. He'll just purchase it from the shop, the in-game, the monetary store, and not here, apparently. But 3v3 is definitely worth pushing, of course. You could build teams full auto easily. Once your gear improves, you could even do 3 speed teams and look pretty good. But past 3v3, and honestly, the most important thing is going to be Live Arena. Focusing on Live Arena is going to be massive for this account. And for Live Arena, I'd say his top champions are nice without a doubt. Nice 100%. Now, at 1 star, he's not as good as he is at 5 or 6 star. Those are crazy, but he is one of the best mythical champions. He hits incredibly hard, super annoying alternate form, just a incredible, insane champion. So getting him up will be a huge help. Now, with that said, we have other massively useful champions. Odin will be used in his team. Siphi will be used in his teams. Armons, 6-star Armons will be used in his team. We got +2. I would do that in a heartbeat. Get him fast, +2 him, extra 10 speed, no problem. We have, already did Siphi, Armons, UDK would probably show up sometimes. Narcisse, 100% using him. Ancora, she's not a 5-star, she is. Yeah, Ancora will be used a lot. Shu Zhen, honestly, this account, if he could push plenty of speed gear, would just be excellent for a speed account. I mean, he has so many so many void champions that Odin is just extremely powerful and would probably be a banned target pretty often. So let's actually jump in here and build Odin. Now, I may not be able to build him extremely well simply because we gotta farm some pinpoint stuff. Now, I know that's why he has so much energy saved up is because of farming pinpoint. I use the words saved up very loosely. It wasn't saved for very long, but it was saved. So we have some pinpoint we need to farm. So honestly, Odin's may not even be worth building at the moment because of the need to farm the pinpoint. Like, I would want him to be in at least 4 pieces of pinpoint. Stone Skin would be sweet, but if we could get him speed 2 with Siphi, that'd be amazing. But let's see if we get Yumiko, how we can make her look. Because she would be huge if we get her to be... if Siphi could move to 408 speed, somewhere around there, or even 400 speed. That would be amazing. But it looks like we're not going to be able to do that very easily. I don't want to break his Yumiko gear, but if we went into the optimizer and looked up, okay, if Sify was 400, let's say Yumiko needs to be at least 350 to be speed tuned with a Sify of 400. Sify doesn't do a lot of speed boosting, so it's going to be very difficult to actually get her to function correctly. Let's go 350 at least. Now, we're going to include equipped artifacts, but to be honest, if you're building Yumiko at this level, you're going to want her to be in extra stuff as well, not necessarily just speed set. Don't necessarily need stone skin for her. You want her really fast. Maybe you could throw in pinpoint. Maybe you could throw in a feral 4-piece set to reduce the duration, or reduce sheep, reduce the chances of being sheeped. So we have feral down here, 4-piece block debuffs, and actually no, a 9-piece. Sorry, 6-piece is a reducing chance to place polymorph. Reducing chance to place sheep or polymorph. Now, she doesn't have issues with being polymorphed per se. The Hex could get her polymorphed, but Armons can sheep her. If she has that, then it reduces the chance. You could have that or pinpoint. But really just getting Yumiko's speed to a Sify would be huge. And you can do that. Honestly, you could do that probably relatively easily. Now, I can't build her out just yet, unfortunately. But let's go see if we could build out a champion like Nice. Now, with Nice, actually, I don't know if I even want to build him at the moment because he's a champion who I would really want to have a proper, well thought out build for him. What I would like to go is Stone Skin plus like Savage or something, but I don't think we're going to be able to hit that. So if we went Stone Skin, let's go 4 pieces of Stone Skin and then add a set Savage. Can I even see Savage? I can't, unfortunately. So let's go 3 Savage. Where is it at? What the heck? Let's go 1 Savage. Move this to 4, and then we stop. What the heck? Clear. Start. So, do we even have good accessories down here? We have we have no crit damage ones. Oh, that's rough. We have HP, which he is an HP based champion. HP and attack is what his stuff scales on, so that ring could be decent for him. Second form is just purely HP. Both forms do some very good stuff. This second form is super annoying, though, to me. I hate it. I hate both forms, honestly. I just hate the champion. I would love to pull him, though. But let's see what the optimizer is bringing up. So 54,000 HP. I want way more HP than that. I want way more. Let's actually go and see. Let's see if we could configure him based on his alternate form. Because I wanted to have a lot of HP. HP is just crazy on Nice. Let me see what all his passive does. Increases his max HP speed. Everything for every dead enemy and ally. Okay, it's crazy stuff. Also prevents champion's death, and he swaps forms. So, also increases his max HP, attack, and everything by 10% each time his champion decreases enemy stats with this skill. So, he's just wild how good he is. He's scaling, he's nuking, he's switching forms, obliterating teams. It's crazy. But the gear here is just not up to where I want it to be, honestly. Sets. Let's see if we can go lethal. Is it even going to show up? I don't know. Lethal, yes. I don't think he has very insane lethal gear at the moment. Of course, we could throw him in some gear, but not in a huge rush. Okay, we don't even have any lethal gear. That's not equipped on people. So nothing to be found there. We could go merciless, but there's no merciless accessories. So it's a champion who this build would be quickly swapped off of, basically. Like, this wouldn't last very long. I'd probably try to drop him lower in speed, like 215, just to make him serviceable. Because you want him in content. Honestly, at 6-star or 5-star, 4-star even, he's going to be much better because he gets the extra crit damage and everything. But dang, it's just okay. Sets. Let's go Savage. May not end up building anybody here, honestly. Okay, 2. Okay, yeah, just not enough crit damage. So basically, what we need to focus on here is, well, 1, getting the plenty of ascension stuff. I'm pretty sure he's good on like the dust and oils. 72 dust, yeah. So we're fine on dust and oil for now. But farming more Fire Knight to get better Savage gear. Farming a bunch of pinpoint gear for sure for support champions, making them faster. Honestly, at this point in your account, Serengas, it's just focus on pushing everybody up higher in speeds, focusing on getting better, crit rate, speed subsets in your pieces, just getting better rolls into your pieces in general, less like split stats, and more so a focused build. Like this build is good. I like this Harima build. She's very solid. Good speed, good defense, good crit damage. Excellent. Your Toshiro, it's instinct, but it's a good build. Your Armand, I like the stone skin. It'll be much better to have stone skin down at the bottom. 2 pieces of stone skin down there. You don't quite have the necklace, unfortunately, but getting the pinpoint stuff, getting the stone skin, the protection, all this kind of stuff to push up your champions, all their speeds a little bit higher is going to be excellent for you. Re-rolling pieces that say triple roll or quad roll even into a set that is like, these 9-piece sets. Your maybe not perception. I mean, perception's not bad. You could, but re-rolling pieces more frequently is definitely going to help you hit those really good stuff. I mean, if you're reworking a piece that's, say, lethal, like this, for example, we triple roll it, say, into HP percentage. Well, we come in here and just rework it. You probably have plenty of epic charms. So if you were to triple roll an HP percentage, maybe you wasted, well, just rework it and hopefully get something good. Especially true for, like, protection pieces. Say this triple rolled into, like, a crit rate. It didn't. It's actually a pretty good piece. But you could rework that in hopes for getting speed triple roll. Because you got decent pieces already. Like, you have a really solid account. Now it's just looking for those really, really excellent rolls. Like this, for example, I wouldn't rework this because it's mythical. I'm more lenient on what I'll rework with epic stuff. But mythical, it's only going for the best of the best stuff. Like if I quad roll into a mythical piece, yeah, sure. I'll rework that in hopes for getting speed or crit rate or something along those lines. But if I don't quad roll or at least triple roll into the mythical spot, well, like 2 rolls into the mythical spot, which is essentially a triple roll. If I don't do that at least, I'm just not even going to consider reworking it. Slayer set, I probably wouldn't rework. Lethal would definitely be a consideration for me to rework. Top row being like this right here. Honestly, I would consider reworking that. Double resistance, which is essentially a triple. If this was to go speed, that'd be pretty amazing. You have 14 mythical pieces. That's not bad. It's not a bad piece to do the reworks on, especially if you're struggling on speed. Pharaoh's an excellent set, and it's just going to be more and more used as time goes on, I believe. This could be, okay, this would be kept, though, probably. We have a triple roll crit rate. It's not a great piece, honestly, but this is one that's serviceable. This other one, however, this is a good piece. 22 speed. Very nice. That's what this could be. Resistance, maybe you want to use that, though. So that one may not be worth re-rolling to begin with. This, for example, is useless flat main stats. We're going to sell it. It would have been a re-roll if it would have triple rolled. It didn't, so we're just going to get rid of that. This is a flat HP. It could go triple speed, or it could just not. If it goes triple crit damage, well, I'll rework this for sure. Well, it didn't, so not going to rework that. Not that heavily needing Pharaoh gear, but if it does a triple roll, yeah, sure. Go ahead and re-roll that. That's where he's at in the game. That's where you're at, is basically just trying to min-max these rolls, pushing everybody's stats up a little bit higher, shooting for the level that Harima's at, shooting for the level that, I mean, honestly, let's look at Siffi's stuff. She's built pretty well. A triple roll there. This could be more rolls into speed for sure. I mean, she has good survivability, which could be needed in Chimera. We have a 5-star piece of gear here with kind of dead rolls, honestly. Let's go priority stat speed. I bet you these could get replaced pretty easily. If you want to go HP or defense percentage even, we actually have nothing available in protection set, unfortunately. But this could be an improvement to your Siffi. Gives her defense higher. I'd prefer HP, but this would be good. This would be even better than what she has currently. So more HP, more speed, get it glyphed up, be a little bit higher. But honestly, this speed's not competitive for Arena at all. So I'd rather her be, if you're using her for Chimera, this is okay and this makes sense. But if you want to use her in the arena, then she needs to be much faster. You do have other Siffis, which you could build to be faster if you want to keep them. Or just have one Siffi that's +2, which may just be a decent idea as well. This Siffi is your fast Siffi, but not really that fast, right? It's completely up to you what you want to do there. But let's look at a few more champion builds. Okay, Armand's, his build was good. We have a good speed roll there. We have split rolls, which is kind of unfortunate. Triple roll speed, very good. Could use accuracy, make it a little bit better. Not a big deal. Double speed onto a, it's a 5-star piece, so it's a little bit lower, but It could be accuracy here, even better. Accuracy, no speed. So obviously accuracy with like a triple speed here would be great. Or even, honestly, doing this. This would probably be just the best thing to do for him is go accuracy, speed, go to hide set filters. We're going to boost the speed just a little bit. We could do it with this, lift this up, a little bit higher accuracy. If you had feral accessories, it'd be even better. So you could throw a feral accessory on there, boost his speed a little bit. And then this, you could say, all right, we're going to use, actually, no, let's do this. Do you have a feral necklace? That'd be perfection. Or a accuracy necklace? You don't. So you can't go with the feral chest plate, but what you can go is the stone skin ring in this set, which won't change anything for him. Ideally, you get a sick pinpoint banner, throw that on him, extra 10 speed right off the bat, no problem. But this is going to allow you to get the stone skin still complete while also boosting your speed a little bit. Little 8 extra speed. Maybe you get a pinpoint accuracy chest plate with speed rolls on it. Well, now we're talking easy swap. Coming here to this necklace, go pinpoint necklace, no problem. Go a pinpoint piece. And just for an example, you're looking at just the pinpoint piece being an extra 10 speed or so. Now that weapon has some speed on it already, but actually let's just look at it on the ring. I'm not swapping any of this stuff, but extra 12 speed. So easy. Extra accuracy as well. So a lot of pinpoint farming is definitely going to be helpful with coming in, pushing up these speeds in general. This is it's a difficult banner to replace, but not that difficult. I mean, honestly, even a single roll on pinpoint may even be pretty close to replacing this. A double roll is just straight up better. And then a triple roll, well, now you're looking at some really sick stuff. And then quad roll, well, you can only dream of that basically. Even if it was a different main style, you really want accuracy on him. But his build in general is not bad. We have a double roll accuracy there. This build looks good. I like this one. So I want you to shoot for on everybody essentially. So it's just really, well, it's min-maxing, baby. It's min-maxing. That's what this part of the game becomes, is just min-maxing. So some players, that's what they love. They love doing this stuff. They love the min-maxing. They love building the champions, tweaking them a little bit to make them function in the areas. And some players, the challenge or the enjoyment comes from trying to push up a little bit higher in dungeons. And once you get to the end, well, you don't have nothing else to push up on. So that's the view, guys, from a in-game account review. Hopefully, it was kind of entertaining for you guys. Hopefully, you like seeing that. We'll go ahead and run a dungeon since I ran absolutely nothing and just yapped for the last 30, 40 minutes or so. What the heck is this? Why do we have these champions in here? Double roller guard plus Mithrala. And I mean, is this even working? We could finish this out quicker with, I don't know, double Newt. I think he has 2 Newts. We have Odin, who could definitely do great. So Lydia, this is funny. Definitely will pass the point of needing these champions in this team for sure. For sure. It's not a bad team. It's one of those things. Like, I guess he doesn't really care about min-maxing this team to the point of swapping out these champions. And that's the thing. It's like, if a 30-second Spider 10 hard team is plenty for you, why even worry about changing it up, right? I mean, he has a lot of energy. He's going to be using it in the pinpoint dungeon. That dungeon is worth min-maxing. But why min-max this and possibly mess up other builds when this is servicing you fine? I mean, that's possibly okay. The speed, I mean, I think it's probably just worth selling, though, honestly. For now, we'll keep it. Dragon, how are we looking here? We have a team. Okay, this is an interesting team with Sun Wukong. I don't see him very often in Dragon. Let's see how this one performs. So we have the Teodors, or not the Teodors, the Calvalax doing their stuff, and the Teodor placing more poisons. This could definitely be sped up some. Yeah, the Duchess is, she's slowing it down. Okay, yeah, this is very slow. If you had Zavia or something, I'm just going to back out of this. Sorry for wasting your energy. Oh, it was on 40. Crap, I should turn super raids off. I don't think he'll even notice it, though, as long as he doesn't watch this point in the video. But if you had Zavia, she'd be a nice chance. Elinarl even could do some nice stuff for that. But it's just a little bit slow dragon run. Honestly, the only time he's farming dragon is just for the 3x speed events, which, by the way, is definitely worth dumping energy into. So I'm going to throw that down here on his notes. Is 3x speed events. 3x speed events are worth dropping thousands of energy into. He just needs better speed gear. Protection is not really going to be this. It's going to be amazing for him to get pushed up in speed and protection, but 3x speed event is going to be the best way for a person who spins to actually get speed boosts like on demand. Righteous. Forge this down. Use Mythical. Use speed charms. Use all this, and just try to boost your speeds as well. I mean, this is basically a speed set. It's plus 10% speed. Just try to get your champions. Try to get 1 or 2 champions to 400 speed. I would love to see that. It's not going to be the fastest in Gold 4 Live Arena, but from here until Gold 3, you're going to be fine. Most teams, you're going to be okay. But once you get higher, you want to push to like 430, 440, 450, 460, 470 to actually be winning these speed races. But guys, that's going to wrap it up. Thank you all very much for watching. Appreciate it. Let me know what kind of videos you want to see as far as account reviews, whether it's a early game, mid game, more of this. Thank you, Sarah, guys, for letting me check out your account, review it, roast it slightly. Best of luck in progression, and I'll catch you guys later.